We're trying to figure out how to start this video, man. But you know what? I'll just say this is a great album that I listened to when I was a kid. It was one of those Nas albums that I don't know what the consensus is out there. I don't really care. Um, this album right here is definitely I don't cause not even though Nas is my favorite rapper. This is no, I'll just preface it by saying just because he's my favorite rapper, I don't consider every album he made to be a classic, obviously. But he has a couple classic albums for me, you know what I'm saying? And this one is right up there, man. Is that it actually came out as I hear some people say it was bootleg songs or it was B-side songs that made that they they grabbed from the B-side album songs that didn't make certain albums. There was underground songs probably on mixtapes, and they and they can put them together and infused them and made this magic. But you know what? Let me not even waste any more time. This classic album that I'm talking about right here is none other than Nas The Lost Tapes. This album was fire. I don't even know what year this album came out, man. I want to say I'm 32, so this came out right around. I know I was very young. I was very impressionable, and I was writing. Even then I was writing. Um, so and stuff like this when Nas came out with albums, I knew I was gonna get something that made me think. I knew I was gonna get something that inspired me, and I knew I was gonna get something. I was gonna get lyrics, and I was gonna get music that I could write to. That's the thing about Nas. This shit was so inspirational for me. Like it wasn't. I was thinking of rapping at one point. Still thinking about it a little bit. I'm more into beats, but back to my point. Even the shit that I was writing that wasn't raps at that time, just stories. His music was the background music. His music was some of the background music I was listening to. The sound, it was part of the soundtrack of my life. And man, this album is incredible. Right from the jump, do rags. That's the song that comes on. It comes on and it says do rags and my way. That's dope, dope. You gotta love it. That's the third. That's the third song. You gotta love it, man. He gets off on that song. I mean, he gets off on all these songs, but this one right here is one of those songs that stands out. It's incredible, man. I'm just listening to it right now just to get refreshed on this. You know what I'm saying? Because I know a lot of the albums that I consider classics. You know what I'm saying? But it's really nice to not only talk about it, but to go back and organically digest it. You know what I'm saying? Musically digest it. Um, Nothing Lasts Forever. Crazy. That's crazy. No Ideas Original. There's nothing new under the sun. It's not what you do, but how it's done. Man, that come on, man. Uh, that right there is actually something, and that's the No Ideas Original. That's the song that's on the album. That's just like that. Stay with me, because um, it makes me think of my writing. It makes me think of my writing, and it makes me, it's biblical in a way too. You know what I'm saying? It's biblical in a way too because it's like, I think it says something like that in the Bible. It's like nothing you do is new. All this has been seen before. So for me, I took that as even from an artist standpoint, it's like I'm not reinventing the wheel with some of the creative stuff that I want to do, some of the creative stuff that I've done, what I'm saying, my space, but I can do it my way. You know what I'm saying? I can do it my way. There's been so many renditions of storytelling, you know what I'm saying? Renditions of this type of story, this type of story, this type of mythos, that mythos, all that. But it's how you tell it, you know what I'm saying? It's how you tell the story, you know what I'm saying? And can't no one tell a story like you if what you do is tell stories, you know what I'm saying? That's things that you like. You have a unique perspective because you are you, right? But yeah, everybody's I think everybody's crazy. I think that's a song. Cause I'm writing these down, or is I? Yeah, I think that's a song. I don't know. I'm gonna look up. I'm gonna look these up, man. Cause I went on a tangent right there, but uh, Yeah, man. Yeah, everybody's crazy. Let me see what that song sounds like. It's been so long since I heard these songs, and it's just incredible because when you go back and you listen to these songs that you that you grew up off, you walked around listening to on your headset. You know what I'm saying? I had the CD player. I did. This was a CD in my Walkman when I was, you know what I'm saying, when this came out. Man, it was incredible. I'm pretty sure I bought this album. You know what I'm saying? Because I know this came out years after I bought Illmatic, and obviously, like I said in prior videos, I was late to the game when it came to getting Illmatic. You know, it came out in '94. I was a baby then. You know what I'm saying? I was like 5 or 6 when that came out. So when I was like 10, that was the first album I bought, and I think the Lost Tapes 1. I think that came out maybe when I was like 13, 14. So I was well acquainted with Nas at that point. Between 11 and 14, my musical taste was, I had my own at that point. You know what I'm saying? It was no more really listening to what my brother was listening to. It was like I took what he took, I took what he had, you know, what he was listening to, and it branched off into me listening to other things. But obviously, Nas was, yeah, Everyone's Crazy. That's a dope song. And, and then it leads into Purple. Man, y'all gotta check out Purple, man. I mean, I don't know, man. I just like going through these, you know, going through these videos. I'm like, I feel like I wouldn't have to tell someone to listen to this album, like, because this album is already dope. Like, I'm talking about Nas. I'm talking about Nas. You know what I'm saying? But Purple is an incredible song, man. That's probably out of all these songs, that's probably um number that's probably like number, and like if I say there was like 3 songs that were just, you know, constant sources of inspiration for me, I would definitely, on this album, I would definitely say Purple was one that I kept coming back to, kept writing to. Um, oh man, yeah, Purple was incredible, man. Because it's such a just a. I don't even know where he got that beat from. Obviously, you know, he had an amazing producer cook that beat up, man, and then he just killed it lyrically. Like it's just, um, and then Black Zombies. Black Zombies is dope, man. I mean, because it's definitely dealing with the 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 African American, you know, basically touching on the African American plight in the inner city, and also just perception of Black people, um, as it pertains to, you know, um, how how we're perceived, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that, and you know, things that we may overcome and things of that nature. And he really just, you know, shines a light on just like certain situations that we deal with, certain, you know, mental warfare, man, psychological warfare that we deal with. You know what I'm saying? And it's a really great song, man. He drops a lot of truth bombs in there, like he does in a lot of his music, man. And it's just definitely one of those songs that just, he talks about stuff like, you know, we think we really, you know what I'm saying, we doing all this shit, we doing to distract ourselves, we drinking, we smoking, we, you know what I'm saying, we messing with our hair, you know what I'm saying, you know, Black people, we cooking up our hair with chemicals, trying to look, you know what I'm saying, European and stuff like that. It was crazy, crazy song. Um, and I probably missed some songs, but there's Papa Was a Player. That's a song that's incredible, man. You know, unfortunately, a lot of people in my community deal with just absentee fathers. You know what I'm saying, and a lot of other communities do too, but definitely the African American community probably more so. Um, but Papa Was a Player, man. It makes me think of Temptations. Papa was a rolling stone. Wherever he let his hat was his home. And yeah, it's an incredible song, man. Basically, just talking about um, the rift between, you know what I'm saying, father and mother, and you know, fathers out pursuing and entertaining other women and not coming home. And you know, a lot of us can relate to that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe father wasn't even in the home to begin with because he's chasing, you know what I'm saying, or just, doing what he does, So for me, that song struck home. Incredible album, man. I don't, no matter what no one says, I still, there probably might obviously be, I mean, these songs might obviously be somewhere before this album dropped. You know what I'm saying? There was, like I said, I heard it was underground stuff that they dug up and put on this album, and it was also B-side songs that they dug up and put on this album. But I don't know, man. I like the story that this was just a fresh album that Nas just put together for us because he just wanted to do what he does and show us that he drops classics. You know what I'm saying? But in any event, even if that is the case where they did that, this album was fire. This album was classic. You know what I'm saying? It was incredible, man. Like honestly, that's the thing about classic albums for me. It seems like when they enter your life, when you hear the music, when you like sit with it and digest it for seasons, for years, and you come to the conclusion that this album that I'm listening to is great. You know what I'm saying? It stuck with me through all these years, and still been vibing with it. You start to think to yourself, or I do. I can't speak for one else, but I start to feel like, damn, I listened to this music exactly when I needed to. This music was here for me exactly when I needed to be here. This is what I needed in my life at this time. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about a lot of the classics. I think maybe that's partly why I consider them classics. Because I was in a, what I'm saying? Everyone talks about a vibe, right? It has to be a vibe. I was in need of a vibe. I was in need of music that expressed how I felt, right? That's part of classics, right? That's got to be part of the science behind, defining a classic. Um, I don't want to make it seem like I'm pondering too hard, but yeah, man, Nas the Lost Tapes, man, that's another classic, man. That is another classic. He's got many. At this point, I'll probably just start. I'll probably, along as I'm talking about hip hop, I'll just tell you guys all my favorite Nas albums. Like his classics first, and then the other albums that I don't consider classics, but albums I played to death nonetheless. You know what I'm saying? I played his non-classic albums like they were classic albums. So you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm a he's my favorite rapper. You know what I mean? So yeah, Lost Tapes. Check that out, man. Hip hop memory lane, man. You know what I'm saying? Get your education up. I'm trying to help you get your hip hop education up. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna do the same.